Today I will show you, where you are seeing in the background just, our aggro friend getting obliterated by the serpent, you will see the dark and the light side of Control in new version from Avatar, as we will be showcasing two different decks and will alternate between them in every match, so this will be wild. Nope. See ya. Man, I like this card a lot. This card is so incredibly flexible that it's kinda crazy. And now we can counter it maybe. Not with this, but with 3 steps ahead. So that means maybe we go Marang or double counters, but let's see. I don't want to have a tap land, even though we're probably 3 steps ahead anyway. I mean, we could try to find a sweeper. No. Sloth, be a responsible control player. You need to get rid of the one card that scales. This is 4 damage a turn. This is gazillion damage a turn. And this one as well. So, it is what it is. And this will probably hit for like 7 or 8 on the next turn. No, 8 or 10. Okay, this is huge. They need to play creatures. Okay, this might be nice. Which means we need to play untap land because we need 4 mana. Alright, with this, maybe? So they want to play new creatures, so Sanctifier gets the life gain, right? But new creatures pump by 1, and they also lose 1. Because we life gain. You get the idea. I'm a little bit focused because I'm trying to find the way out. And oh boy, it's not easy to find a way out. Bro, this damage. Have mercy on me. There is a chance we hit 2-drop that kills a creature here. It should be Marang, man. No, it should be this, because we can hit untap land. Never mind. Scrap that. Good at magic. Please let me survive. Can I... Oh my god, we nearly died to this. Are you serious? Man, this is incredible how quickly those decks kill right now. This is a land, but I think we need to manage. And that's why we have Ultima, to, survive. To survive. Oh my god, that was terrifying, man. But now I think we should win. Especially that Marang can just, keep bouncing so we life gain. And counter spell. Too expensive. Let's go. Nice, we don't need this guy. And I'll be honest, guys, I think it's Marang. If they find a way to pump it, we might actually die to this. I don't want to risk, man. If they drop Leyline, this will be a 3-3 and it will hit our face and kill us. And if they replay it, it life gains us, so it's a little bit better. And Marang needs to defend its master. We're a control player with a single dragon, and of course our opponent just removing a 6-drop with a 2 mana spell, as as it should be. Oh boy. Guys, prepare for the weirdest play of your life. Accumulate wisdom. I play it. Nah, I will counter it. I don't like having my own spell. Man, I like countering spells so much I will start countering my own spells. Oh, this is resolved. We pay. Of course we pay. Wait, what? Suddenly we draw 3 cards? Bro, that's some master of magic gameplay. And yeah, this is what I need to do to beat a 2-drop, freaking killing my Marang. Yep. This will be rough, man. I cannot target it, of course. Why would I be able to kill a creature? It's 1 and 2-drop. Oh, I'm so salty. So we can kill Hawk to prevent some life gain. Yeah, I think this is what we have to do. I have a plan. The serpent noodle will win this game. Will it? Wait, we might actually die to this. Oh boy. Alright. They want to sweep. Unfortunately. Bro, if I kill this... No, it's fine. The counters will be after. That's fine. It's fine, Sloth. It's okay. Okay? The noodle needs to save. Yeah, if we block this, then this kills us, which is not cool. Don't kill control players, guys. Like, we deserve to, to survive. Yep, sure. Enjoy your freaking 4-3. And we can counter the last spell. And that means we won the game. See? They have 4 mana. How is this so freaking perfect, man? No, go away, go away. Stop killing my 5 and 6 drop. I worked for them, bro. Alright, so we need to chill. I mean, we can cast it, but it does nothing, so we need to have at least one more card. Stop touching my noodle. No. You are not doing anything bad to my noodle. We are passing the turn, not attacking, and just being a good boy. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. This is a decent... So we want to attack, right? Then they attack. I mean, I think we can. Oh my god, I think I have an idea. Man, we can actually... If that works how I feel it works, airbend target creature we control. Exile it if it's exiled, blah, blah, blah. Its owner may cast it. So we can cast it for flash. Or we can just kill it. That's also kinda decent. There's no way they have a protection spell, guys. There is absolutely zero way. I pay the word and I win the game. That's how it works. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, and this is how you win at 1. Feeling like an absolute pro, and inside you are just terrified of what you experienced. Down to 20. Thank you very much. Alright, now we have something to discard. Yep, our opponent is out of gas, so now we can show the full might of the control deck. And start drawing, and drawing more, and more, and more. So we can finally get everything we wanted. This land is kinda good, to be honest, so let's get rid of... I don't need more than 1 life to win the game, you know? And this will cycle all the cards for the rest of the game. Go! We can flash this, so even if they have something at instant speed, we can always block it. And that should be explosion, right? We can cycle. Man. Now you are giving me card advantage? Now after I won the game? Thank you, Shuffle. Okay, so as I mentioned, we will be playing 1 Azorius game, 1 Dimir game. By the way, make sure you see the red aggro play. This will be the last game, it will be fun. So here I started recording mid-game. This is unranked, but man, this might be the coolest game you will see. Our opponent is fully using Airbending, so this will be like completely fresh deck, and I'll tell you already, this will be absolutely epic. So our opponent sacrifices a land, searches, yeah, so basically they create a lot of lands, so we can fully ignore it, and I think that was baiting for a counter spell here. So we are using this 6 mana saga as a sweeper, but it also gets rid of the card. So I'm here trying to find what is the card that we might exile, and for 5 mana we can go for the serpent. And our opponent is in some trouble. This was a very cool match, man. So basically we are trying to pressure them with the noodle, while also, you know, making sure we have enough lessons. And I was like, do I have a shrine? And I checked the shrines after, you know, this game, and there are no like shrines that we actually want to play in control. So we only use it to live gain, and we use this lesson specifically because it's kinda cheap. It's a little bit of live gain, and it doesn't really take slots because you can just take lands with it, you know? So usually you have 2 lands, so you can get the 3rd one, and that gives you a lesson without investing too much into it. So basically we are, you know, hitting face for now. Our opponent will be fully aggressive, don't you worry, this is just a start. And we are already using this run to cycle cards. As you can see, nearly whole my hand are freaking basic lands. And here it is, the first. Oh man, this was really rough. Like, this guy is basically a 5/4 with a very strong ability that also creates a 4/4. So at this point I'm trying to think about sweeper, or at least curating my hand so I see my options, and this accumulate wisdom is like a big deal. We need a lot of cards to beat this. Like, airbending is so rough because it taxes you 2 for 1 nearly always. And I decided that I will try to pressure them and, you know, maybe make the noodle just do something. We could sweep here completely. And I decided that in the end, if we got the damage, and now of course they will counterattack, we are going for a full sweeper. And the most important part, sweeper was kinda, you know, okay, we invested 1 card, they invested 1 card, that creates 2 creatures, so it's kinda okay. And now we get to chapter 2, which extracts a card from the deck, and I'm already searching the graveyard for the victim. And with the wisdom, we know that we can get more value, so we can kinda trade inefficiently against this deck. It's still more or less an aggro deck, or more like a mid-range. So, yep, another, I was not happy about this, because this is exactly the card I wanted to exile, to prevent exactly this turn. So at this point I decided it's still worth to, you know, get Boomy, Unleashed. I expected them to play 4, and by the way, you can see the whole deck. I think I will skim through the whole deck, so here you go, that's the third deck for this video, so if you want, man, the value on this channel is just prime. I would definitely subscribe at this point. So I wanted to see what the deck is, and also, you know, try to yoink a little bit, maybe idea. But this one is like a pretty, like, slower mid-range. So for now we are going for Accumulate Wisdom to get more value, and I was not happy with this draw. We basically got 1 removal, which is nice, but, you know, like, the 2 lands were pretty bad. At least we can cycle them. So on the next turn we are getting the creature, which is kinda important. So for this reason, man, we kinda want to sweep the board, but it's so inefficient that we need basically card advantage just to do it. Yeah, so I decided to go for like main phase removal here, but I'm not sure how it will pan out, because so far we are okay on board. We are pretty high on the life total, right? But when our opponent adds to this, I'm not exactly sure, you know, what will happen and in how much trouble we will be, because we don't have a sweeper right now. Airbend. This is kind of scary because they have so many forests. So in response, I'm just, you know, cycling lands to see if I actually have a response. We of course go for the land that hurts us. And to be honest, at this point, I was not feeling great. The land that we have, the new one from Avatar, actually can cycle each of those cards. And with the lessons, we can life gain a little bit. But here, you can see how ridiculous this goes. I was like, what is going? Yep, that's the right emote for this situation. So, you remember the start of the turn where there was a 4/4 in the board? Well, look at this one. Now we have 5 different creatures, so I decided that I will try to keep, you know, removing the biggest threats, so we can at least live a little bit longer. And this was a really nice draw. This gives us fuel, like 3 more cards will be a godsend for now. So I'm just rushing, seeing my options. However, the next draw is not great. We need to keep cycling, which obviously taxes our mana. I'm trying to look for a sweeper, and we finally got it after, I think, 5 cards. And this sweeper is actually surprisingly good against Airbending, because those tokens are 0 mana converted cost. But we still want to hit the Badger, so this was a fun game, man. So now we can, you know, sweep only opponent's part of the board, because our creature is a 6-drop. So that was probably one of the best examples of Black Sun that you will see. So I was incredibly happy with this turn, but look at this, we don't really have more value after this. I was like, yeah, I wish I had 1 more mana to counter it. So for now we are in okay spot. Our opponent super uses like tons of mana every turn, so even though they have a lot, we probably can counter something, which is kinda nice, and this land is not nice. So I decided that I will just cycle all of the lessons into basic lands, so I cannot draw more basic lands from the deck. Now we will start cycling the lands, so we can get non-land cards and finally fix this. But man, we are under siege for like a whole game. Like, Airbending is so hard to answer, and I'm feeling that even though we are doing fine. Like, we answer everything. It feels that it's this close to losing like every turn. So this card basically airbends too, and then every time you do it, I believe, every time there's landfall, you get a quest counter, and if you have 4 or more, then you put a +1/+1 counter and give trample to a creature. I believe that's how it works. So not crazy scary, but a little bit scary. Yep, here they go. For now, no counters. They just stack the quest up to 4 on this Airbender Ascension. They still have 3 mana, so I was lurking with a counter spell. We can counter spell into cycling a card, which is perfect turn for us. So I'm waiting for this juicy 3-drop, and we got actually a pretty good one. And Airbend is so annoying to deal with. Like, those creatures just keep coming. And now we can finally cycle. It's basically the same as drawing cards, so we can finally draw a land instead of a land, Oh, and here's the noodle. I was so happy when I saw the noodle. This is the card that can give us card advantage. There is also the second part when you can draw cards with the noodle. If your opponent draws a second card. I always forget about it, but it's actually a very powerful ability. Alright, so when this enters, they may discard a card, then they return instant or sorcerer from the graveyard to the hand. And when they cast a spell, they airbend. If the spell is a lesson, they put a Bro, that's a lot of text. And at this point I was like, I think I'm killing it. So I need to do it before the trigger if they took an instant. So they cannot cast it in response and get the counter, because then the removal would fizzle because the creature would have a counter. So that was an interesting interaction. I think they went for sorcery, but it still was the better play. Oh, this is an instant. Okay, so we made the right call. So now we need to go for the noodle just to set up a bit of a board, and our opponent is finally, after all of this, they are low on cards. But you can see that this is just keeps going, man. So here I can draw and discard, which is basically the same as drawing a card with this draw, and we can still play the noodle at the end step, which is massive. And we have the bird. Well, this will be a bird, So here we want to pressure because our opponent is literally at 10. So that means after this attack, every noodle is a lethal. And also the bird, by the way. So I knew that they probably won't play around, the library. As you can see, Sloth was very excited to play a big bird and draw a lot of cards. I like drawing cards, what can I say? So I expect them to tap out, be super aggressive, try to set up the board, and then in response we play the bird, we draw a lot of cards and we swing for 5 or more damage. So that was the game plan. Our opponent is down to 2 cards. We know about 1 of them, and they still have something in the graveyard. They don't know if we have counter spells, so that's a bit of a rough turn for our opponent. But man, the Airbending Onslaught is just never ending. Like, look at this. That was flashback, so they get another creature, and because they had 2 lands, we couldn't counter it with mana-based counter spell, the Quench thing. So now we are taking 10 damage. I want them to tap. Moment they tap both lands, they have 0 mana for the rest of the cycle. And our opponent is hesitant. They want to swing face, but they know they will die. So yeah, at this point, I didn't expect them fully to block, but now we are going for the big bird. And this will be an X10, which means that this might be the biggest bird you will see today. And yeah, we are doing, I think, 5 cards, because we get half of the X as cards. And they can still kill it in response, which is one of the weaknesses of this card, right? They can kill it with any damage. As you can see, they dealt, I think, 2 damage. And cheers, but we still get the cards at least. But now we have to go for removal, and we go for the noodle, because we can go for 0. That kills all the airbending lands, and now we can swing with the noodle of victory. So as you can see, the bird, bird would not close this game, but the serpent does. This quench is kinda insane. Man, imagine if we didn't have it. That would be such a pain to deal with. We probably would die before we play Ultima, so we would be forced to draw removal. But now we are actually in driver's seat. And let's go for Verge. Basics are kinda important because they unlock both Verge and this new land with a name. So yeah, so far kinda decent. We probably will have to cycle at least 1 or 2 lands. And man, the lessons are kinda good in this. We probably need to hit accumulate knowledge. Nope. Bro, I'm literally like this meme of a control player. Like I had like hands, on my head, and nope, just throwing a counter spell randomly across the table. Our opponent seems to be having a 1-drop. If they had duress, they would start with it. So I think it must be something else. Cecil, swing, face. Seems about right. Let's go for this. We have good mana. So now we can use Fountainport to make a creature, or the other land to cycle a card, which is super nice because you will get flooded. And we can tank Cecil for a while. As you can see, we prevent all the big stuff. I mean, next turn we can sweep. Okay, you got it. They might have Annex, just so we are clear. So this might get messy. It would be cleaner to just counter, but I think... Bro, please attack. I know you have something, but please, I think they have double Cecil. Oh, I'm losing my mind. I want to counter spells. That's fine. Let's get a card. Okay, we have the Serpent. That's really nice. And more lands, amazing. I think this is a good moment to Ultima. Like, the fact that we get Slasher so nicely is like pure value for us. And then we can get this one. Hopefully there will be no Death Touchers, so we can start trading. One difference to Whale, this one is legendary, so it's not very easy to copy it. You can, usually there's just no point. Don't tell me they had this duress for like 3 last turns. Like, you open with duress before you drop the big stuff. Unless this is Annex and they want to make sure that they drop Annex. And now they might be counting life because they realize that we have this. And they're like, oh, I wanted to play Annex, but now I might die. Strategic Betrayal. That's a very weird play. Unless they just predicted the future with the Wisdom. But the problem for our opponent is that we can cycle all of the bird cards with the land. This land is actually amazing, man. Like, cycling land for a new card is just so massive. Very often it just wins you the game in like 2 turns. Like, you remember Celestus that cycled cards basically? Like, moment control players started cycling, you knew that you won't be able to kill them. Do we drop this? Yes, because they cannot target it. Like, they need 6 mana for it. And we don't need more. Like, we can win the game out of this. And this will be the death for our opponent. Like, they won't be able to, deal with it. Even if they remove it, they need land into removal. So this is most of their hand. And then we just replay the next one and we hit face. So this will be the whole turn. Unless they place another strategic betrayal. Alright. Alright, you got it. I hope you are happy with it. But the last card will definitely not be another one. And we'll have our noodle. Just trying to, swing face. You know what? With this we can. Swing. This is why I like this card so much. It's so hard to remove. Obviously our opponent had perfect answer, but they generally won't have another. So that means full turn and a removal. In the best case. Of course they will. Of course that's the third one. Okay, sure. Alright, I probably got the comment that I didn't do it before. This is the one, see ya. And we draw cards, because we are cool just like this. Just to show that we could. I appreciate it, man. Let's not prolong this, our opponent is very nice, giving us the lethal, so let's take it. We could of course accumulate some wisdom, get more cards and stuff like this. This will be a creature deck, which means that we have to kill stuff all the time. They kinda whiffed here, but they're on the play, so I don't feel bad for them. Now we are basically in a situation where we would be if we were on the play. That's a big difference. Sure. Let's counter it. This gives them the card. We don't have good removal against this, so I think it's worth, you know, just to quench it. We can go for the journey if we want on the next turn, just to keep the lands. Nope, we don't need to. So we will accumulate... Man, we just need one more. Okay, I'm greedy. I'm going for the noodle. We are the noodle warrior right now. Oh, our opponent doesn't like a deck that tries to not kill face, you know? So I'm surprised to see blue here. I wonder what the addition is for. So now we... Okay, Heartless Act, that's good. But I think we go for this first. What do they have? Creature, enchantment, and sorcerer. So this will activate 4 out of 4. Kinda decent. I think this is a great moment to do it. Even though it taps fully, we still have another sweeper, and next turn is the Noodle of Doom. Well, if they didn't like me drawing a card, or a land, well, they will definitely not like a serpent, blocking their cool creatures. Alright, 4 out of 4. Double combat phase for 2 mana. Reasonable. Alright, and they are pretty low on cards. This might mean they want to play more. Man, if they overextend, we'll just sweep again. Okay, it's only this. This is fine. This is fine, guys. We're close with lessons, but first we go for the noodle. I really like this card so far. I played with this type of win cons forever in Historic, so I'm pretty happy to see it. Alright, a swing. If they give a double strike, that's bad for us. You know, our cool 5-drop might not be good enough. So I think we still play this. You can see they have something. They have 3 colors of mana, so it's very hard to identify what this is. But I think it's double strike card for 1 mana, because that's great. 1 mana +1/+1 and gives double strike, if I remember. So this might mean that we cannot block the Witcher Folk. It will deal 10 damage. Our opponent is complaining that we spent turn of drawing a card, but on their side they are just taking forever on the decisions, the classic. So it turns out our opponent is in a rush only on opponent's turn, but when they are playing, it's like the slowest of the slow plays ever. When they swing and they already lose interest. Like between the swing and the blocks, like it's already like too long, man. Alright. Red roasted. Took forever. So I think they have the double strike thing, which means we probably block this. This should not kill us with 2 mana. You know, this is kind of terrifying, by the way. They can... I mean, they cannot play pay the award cost. Let's go, Noodle. Show them the might of new control creep, bro. That's cool. Well, we just killed the whole board with single Noodle. I'll be honest. Oh, now we are sleeping when we are losing. I'll be honest, guys. No freaking regrets. Our opponent is frustrated not because they are waiting. As you can see, they don't mind it at all. They just don't like losing. And we'll make sure they will. Cool. I never remember what really this card does. During your first, sure. Double strike vigilance at this end step. I don't think it matters too much. I think we use this turn for the noodle. Let's see what they will do. Wild Ride. Bro, I don't think so. I think it's much better if you lose this creature. Can we like agree on this part? Yeah? How about that? Thank you. I'm so happy our opponent agrees with us. But oh, now have you noticed that they only sleep when they are losing some play? When they are on the play attacking, suddenly it's fine. Alright, let's take one of the 3 lands that we are, you know, given. I kinda like the Fountainport, but yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it. I want our opponent to lose in style. Breakout. Well, now we are not sleeping. The best part is that they will lose this. And we are making sure of it. We are making freaking sure of it. Noodle, go. crush our opponents. So let's see. That's a block. Of course they have double strike, so they might trade against it. Let's see what they have. This one doesn't have trample, so they really like touching those two cards, man. Maybe now? Maybe after the first strike? Okay. Now please pay 4. Bro, those guys have no idea how to play Magic. This is your average Mythic Mono-Red enjoyer. Lost everything, made every misplay, and then sleeping when someone thinks about the turn for 5 seconds. Man, the classic aggro experience. Alright, what can we do? We definitely want to make sure reveals their hand. Do you think they have a permanent? I don't think they do. We'll Airbend. It should be a Surveillant. Wait, can we go this? Okay, this should be a Surveillant. Because when we lose it, we get basically like a bit of a draw. And now we can attack with the Noodle and keep the other guy to defend us, which is really cool. And the Noodle kills in 4 swings. 4 juicy swings. Our opponent... Man, this must be very exciting to keep playing 1 or 2 drops every turn until you scoop. And we made sure that the loss is there. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed those games, especially the last one, and we'll show you in the outro both versions of Dimir and Azorius. And you know guys, we're experimenting, testing new stuff, seeing what works. Obviously the wisdom is very powerful if you can activate it. The Serpent is one of my favorites already. It has some issues with closing games against control decks, so you know, it feels a little bit better against creatures that you can ambush, and usually you get a nice like at least 2-for-1 or even more. And I need to test a little bit more the Librarian, more because I have high hopes for this one. Obviously in the games we've played it just died instantly, but I have some cool ideas with this one, so we will be seeing this more on the channel. And yeah, I'm pretty sure the deck will be refined, so you know, just a first look at the new cards. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with this deck. This is such a different way to play control than what we tried before, so it just felt refreshing for me. And with that being said, let's go to Azorius version. So with this, you have the final picture of the dark and the light side. Obviously my favorite is always Dimir. However, to be honest, Azorius version worked for me a little bit smoothly, but yeah, the airbending is so fun to mess your opponent. Like you can get so much value just, you know, targeting stuff they try to pump, or you know, talents that they invested mana in. So you have plays, and this is a decent removal. It is a lesson, that's why we play it of course, but it's in a way Right's End without the exile. You can also airbend, so sometimes you can protect your creature. So yeah, that's it for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe the video. It does help, and I mean, it's just one click away from you. And yeah, thank you to all amazing patrons. Thanks to you guys, we can continue making content, hopefully forever, every single day. So thank you for that. And yeah, I'm back to making another deck for you guys. So see you guys tomorrow.